Now the Bucs, man, we done told you about this, okay? But this is a very good team. This is a very good offense. I think the way I would describe it is like you said it earlier, Nolan. I was having trouble putting it into the words, but it's like urgency.
Yeah.
It's like everything they do on offense, they do it with urgency. And Baker is such a quick processor. And I think him and Liam have a great connection. Now, Liam wasn't coaching him from a play call standpoint. McVay was the guy in LA, but Cohen was the offensive coordinator, right? Like de facto. And can you imagine a couple years ago, like them sitting in a room, maybe there's a joke offhand where they're like, maybe we'll get back together again and I'll be the fucking OC calling the plays and you'll be the quarterback. Haha, wouldn't that be cool? And now here they are. And honestly, Baker, and I just want to say this, Baker Mayfield does all this on his 6th or 7th coordinator in the league. To make the adjustments that he's made, I think he might be one of the most underappreciated quarterbacks of our era.
No question.
And I can tell some people are probably rolling their eyes at home. Baker's a damn good quarterback, dude. It just is what it is, man, at this point. And people always want to discount the guy. I remember last year I said he's better than Trevor Lawrence, and people laughed at me. I said he's done more than Trevor Lawrence in the league, and they were getting ready to play the Jaguars. People laughed at me. And I used to not think this. It's not like I'm some like Baker Homer dude that was back in Cleveland, like he's going to be the guy. I didn't know he'd be the guy. And there were times where I was like, he can't see over the line. That's the problem. Well, maybe the problem was Freddie Kitchens, like things like that. And so I just wanted to tip my cap to the guy because he's on like coordinator 6 or 7.
What was the clip when I think Freddie Kitchens walked over to Baker and was like giving him was like "Arr," and like jiggled his beard or something, and then he walked away and Baker was like, that fucking idiot.
Dude, he had some of the weirdest bedside manners, so to speak, as a coach. But I think Baker's an answer there. I mean, like we know that now. It's year 2 in the whole thing, and look what they found in free agency. Liam Cohen and I want to shout out the wide receivers coach, Brian McClendon, doing a really good job with these guys. Like everybody, the passing game's so precise, ton of pace. We talked about that. They access all types of different areas of the field. He throws the ball over the middle really well with a lot of zip, and he throws the ball outside the numbers really well. And when you got Mike Evans, it's like, who would have thought when Mike remember when Mike was they were talking about Mike leaving.
Yeah.
And Mike was like, no, I want to stay here. I got my ring. I want to finish with the Bucs. Or, and when Baker came in, some people were like, oh, what a downgrade. Obviously, he's not Tom Brady, but him and Baker get along really well on the field.
Mm-hmm.
And Mike is a quarterback's best friend anyways, but you can tell they really love playing with each other.
Dude, they're doing this shit without Godwin too. Like people
Exactly.
sleep on Chris is so good also. And when Chris and Mike were hurt, their offense was still surprisingly potent. Like they've been doing such a good job of getting Bucky Irving going late in the season, using him and Rashad White on the field at the same time, whether it was like 20 personnel, you know what I mean? Like a little pony action, but like getting their playmakers the ball, even though they've had their 2 biggest offensive playmakers dealing with injuries. Like, dude, Liam Cohen is fucking cooking, man. And Baker's playing with like so much confidence. And I just think his attitude is fucking awesome.
Dude, Mike Evans, that's my game ball.
Yeah.
9 catches for 159 and 2 tutties. And it's crazy to think that the way his injury happened at the beginning of the season, it looked like his hamstring like fell off the bone.
No question.
And like, who knew that here we are at this point in the season and he's just torching. He's still torching. Like, it's just like everyone's different when they heal, but your hamstring, when you're someone that has to run in open stride and like your hamstring is like everything that's going on like with you physically. And you're able to come back and do that at his age and at his point in his career. It's very, very impressive.
And after missing those,
needs 85 a game, man.
Yeah, after missing those 3 games, he needs 251 more yards to get 1,000. With Liam Cohen, is he on your short list for head coaches next season? Like, where would you rank him if there's 3?
We'll get interviews for sure.
He's going to definitely get interviews.
You've got Ben Johnson out there. You've got Mike Vrabel.
You know what?
Is he top 3?
Let's think about. Can we think about something?
Yeah. Hey, Bill's still in the cycle, isn't he? Doesn't he have like a opt out clause for his scholarship deal?
In
Very
June?
true.
Yeah.
1st.
Yep. Here's the thing about Ben Johnson. Everybody's talking about Ben Johnson. Like, he's the hottest name. We've been waiting a long time. He's done a good job building the intrigue around his name too by turning down a job and all this stuff, like, and asking for a lot of money. You almost are like, yeah, well, yes, sir,
worth it, no problem.
Yeah, worth it. Fucking, I'll only give you 40 a year.
Yeah.
But like, you know, there is a universe in my head that exists where Liam Cohen's like the diamond in the rough here, and he ends up being, you know, a hell of a head coach. There's a lot more than just calling plays that goes into being a head coach, and so I think Cohen, by all accounts, and Bo, you know more guys in Tampa, seems to be a guy that, you know, people would rally behind in a room.
Yeah, I don't know that he's necessarily. Yeah, I mean, he's a great coach. He's been doing an unbelievable job for their offense. I don't know him as as much of a leader of men.
I don't mean
guess, if that makes sense. Like, right? Like if you look at a guy like Dan Campbell, okay, he's not.
He ain't Dan Campbell.
He's he galvanizes the troops, like things like that. And Liam Cohen is not that kind of guy. You know, he's more of a. I don't know. I mean, Sean McVay is a pretty easy comparison to make since I have that history together. Maybe not the same kind of wunderkind vibe that McVay gave off when he was going to be a coach initially, but he's very well liked, well respected in the locker room. I know that personally. Like, I was actually talking with Cam Braid about him today. Guys love him. They love him because his offensive scheme is great. So I think he is probably a dark horse hit candidate. He'll get interviews for sure. I still think he needs another year. That's just me personally. I also think that the Bucs are set up well for next year. So, like, I don't necessarily know that he's like hurting and hunting for a head coaching job, but
right. He could be this year's Ben Johnson. He could say, hey, you know what? No thanks. Exactly.